Hi, I'm Diane. I'm the founder of Pre-Qualified Mates, and I give Webex a 4 out of 5. I have used virtually every application that preceded Webex, including GoToMeeting. I was an early adopter of Webex. I've used them all. I have hosted thousands of web-based meetings. So name it, I have used it. We used Webex for pre-qualified mates because of my experience with everything that preceded it and the state of Webex at that time. I'd only used Webex for B2B, and we were using it in a B2C application. The other reason that I chose Webex at that time was that Zoom was really immature, and the real business model at that time was actually storage, which might be a surprise to most people. But what really appealed to me with Webex is that you had the ability to locally store and control your data. You didn't have to store your data on a data farm and pay for storage offsite unless you chose to do so. As I said, when we launched Pre-Qualified Mates, we were using Webex for internal use, interviewing our clients and prospective clients. And it was actually really challenging, not because of Webex per se, but we were using it in a B2C environment. Hence, when we would prep our prospective clients in advance to confirm that they had a platform, hardware to launch a WebEx session, it was so challenging because it turned out that a lot of people, their own personal computers are really old and obsolete. So it was a real struggle, really painful, and we spent an inordinate amount of time doing the troubleshooting, which really was not at all the fault of WebEx. It was that the clients were using really old equipment. And it was really important to us to record the data. So at the time, it was using FaceTime or something, or Skype was an inadequate alternative. And Zoom was too immature at that time to be considered as an alternative. So it was very challenging, and I've used WebEx for so many years. I have tons of war wounds from what it was like in the early versions, which is nothing like it is today, which is easy peasy. But going back, there were some challenges, but the challenges we had with my company per se were really the challenges of a B2C environment, which was not my prior experience, which was all B2B and more on an enterprise level. Hey, I'd suggest that you review the licensing and forecast your requirements pretty clearly. Make sure you understand what it's like to add additional users and so forth. I'd also suggest you do research on backgrounds and environments. I've written a great blog on it, for example, but there's all sorts of really good material to that end. And I personally like real environments versus the faux screens. But other than that, just do your due diligence on the front end.